don't want your name out in public, they can't see you, but change it. Okay. So put your favorite celebrity up. Put your favorite movie character up. Let's have some fun while we dig into your marriage issues. If you're new and you're joining us here today, what we're doing is we're showing, like my mentor, Cole De Silva, we're showing what we do when we mentor. And we're going live, but we're going to bring you in on a mentorship call with the Lords themselves. The guys are in the marriage reset, trying to go get their wife, save their marriage. All right. Are you good with your name being on there? Because I'm going to bust it out when we talk. Well, we just got started, man. Just chill. But you want to get rolling already?
Sure.
All right. Tell me everything, man. Don't leave anything out.
Man, there's not too much going on. I ordered some flowers today. Sent out to me Friday. Put a whatever cute little message on board. Roses are red. These flowers are overdue. Roses are red. Flowers are overdue. I just wanted you to know that I still love you.
So you're going for it now is the point. You're letting her know. You're taking yesterday's advice. You're going to kind of push it out there a bit more. Is that right?
I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing. I've been pushing it. I haven't been, like I said, love bombing it and getting crazy with it. But yeah, I still wanted to be a parent.
Let's make sure that we don't confuse love bomb versus like something positive, right? Love bomb's got a negative connotation, right? You know, and like I was totally capable of love bombing because I was the narcissist, right? So we look at it like that's good. That means that person's capable. You are not a narcissist. Okay. So let's not go down the negative train with that. And I know you're probably not, but I just want to make sure you're clear because we want to make sure that you're thinking positively. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to overdo, everything.
Yeah, no.
Like I said, make the message clear, but not overdone.
That's right. So I think you're on to a great step. You start to actually push out the lever, the player, the magnet a little bit more and start making sure that she knows, even though you're a valuable dude, you're showing that she's seen, heard, loved, valued, respected. You have time for that. Priority. She's got to feel like a priority. So just work your way into it. It would be more like the love bomb if you just start just going crazy. But think about your authentic self and think less about, oh man, what's the timing like? But look at the calendar. Shit. I just did it like 12 hours ago, so I shouldn't do one. Don't just think natural. Think the guy that you were when you met her. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I just want to say, everybody, just in case. So we're going live here. So make sure if you don't want your name mentioned that you give me your fake name. I don't care if you want to be Schwarzenegger, if you want to be freaking your favorite movie character, just because then when we're live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, that it's not your actual name. They can't see you, but they can hear you. Okay. All right. Who else has got something on the go here they want to talk about? G, do you need to discuss some shit? We haven't talked a little bit. I think you're muted there, G. You're just talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks. No, I think okay. I think we're having a little more talks. I just don't know how much of her is really present. It feels like there is some kind of faking kind of thing. She's still a lot of secrets time in the room doing all that things, agenda and all, but I'm not too much focusing on this and trying to get my work set up and do as best as could work on the challenge. I think that's my plan is try to do the reset longer and see where that leads me in a few more weeks.
Okay, well, a couple things. So first things first, G, if you think she's not being present, she probably isn't. If you're noticing that she's tying in to the phone, doing her other stuff, she's not quite there. So the only thing is you need to be careful with your insecurity, right? So because of the things that have happened in your marriage and because of knowing she's not present, then you got to make sure you don't act on the insecurity. So how's your anxiety when you're engaging with her, for starters?
Mine is okay. I mean, considering the level of stress I could have had, I think I've managed pretty well. I mean, I do have insecurities about what she's doing, who she's talking to, and so on and so forth. But doing okay. I think yeah, no, it's it, I mean, it is there. Yeah, I have always seen that from happening in my breath, but maybe more speaking up and so on, for sure.
Okay, and are you acting on it though? Are you acting on it, or are you in control?
I'm okay because I'm saying I'm trying to do the reset every day. The only thing is the only thing is okay, sorry, I lost my train of thoughts because of the kids. Well, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah, sorry. What was the question again? What was?
I just want to make sure.
It's more like I feel like she's. That's why I get that feeling that she's not just not being there, but like more like kind of absent, sometimes even aggressive. So I try to like forget about it. I think actually I do better in dealing with it now than I even used to.
Do you mean forget about your anxiety, or do you mean forget about the way she's responding, reacting?
The way she's responding and reacting to me, I tend to be more like brush it up faster. Part of me worries that the reason that might be the case is because my patience sort of like burning out or something like that. And so I don't know if it's the right mindset. Still have to work on it, but I still try to present my best self to the relationship and be even more of I guess leader at home. I think that's to draw more of the magnet. That's kind of the thing I'm focusing really.
It sounds like also you need to think more about stat respond. Provide the structure. So don't ignore it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Provide the adventure for where you want to go. Change the tension. If you want to be the magnet, make it from negative emotional tension, that reaction she's giving you, and turn it to positive. So if you can think of an example, I'll give you a spin on it. But the idea is simple. We want the tension between you, but we want it to be positive energy, right? So if you're kind of pulling back because you're worried, then we're not going to get there.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that could happen, for instance, I try to like talk to her to just, I mean, it's basically engage and just be like, hey, you know, once you could spend a day, it's not really talking. So I'm like, hey, you know, oh, you went to work out, what did you do, so on and so forth. And she kind of reacts as if I'm trying to understand or everything she does, but it's really not my intent. So sometimes I do get like a little, but because I don't really know what would be a better path for that. We could maybe present the adventure.
I think you're overthinking that, G. Like honestly, you're just curious about her day. There's nothing wrong with that. So if she starts to clam up and think
she keeps thinking it's with a negative intent. I don't know why.
Because you're asking where she is. Maybe she's worried that you're feeling like you're acting on insecurity about who she's talking to, what she's doing, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's what she thinks.
Yeah, so in that case, you just literally understand where she's coming from. Yeah, I guess that I can appreciate where you're coming from. Try not to think about why you're justified, right? Try to think about just where she's at. Empathy, man. Just understand what she's feeling. Oh, that must suck. He's wondering where I am and who I'm going with. Remember, she's feeling guilty about the mistakes she's made, right? Underlying. So if you can just understand where she's at, then you can provide the structure for where you're going after that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know if she's that guilty about things because that's where the part where I see her like having all these secrets still and all, and like I just part of me is thinking like she's just doing a big pretend like and it's just like a cover up, and so part of me feels really used still, and
you have to think about that very carefully because of course you have been. Right? The moment you stepped up and really started to really use the reset and show up at home, she took advantage of that. That doesn't always happen, but that's definitely what happened with you. So you're going through the motions right now, but try to think about what it is that you actually want. What are you doing to actually disengage from that life and try to move towards the life that you want? Right? You're in the new home. Are you guys having a blast unpacking? Are you starting to look and experiment what's out there with what's new in the city with the new place? You know, can we start to go in the direction that we want?
Yeah, we last unpacking is he was basically overwhelmed with it, so I ended up doing a lot more. I felt quite alone in managing a lot of things actually. But other than that, yeah, we've been starting to explore. We've been out one night already. We're gonna have another next week, and I'm trying to ramp that up to just actually use the excuse of being in a new place to stay. We have and not just as an excuse because we really don't want to do that. I explore, get to know people, have fun, and see how that works evolves.
Okay, well, that's all good. Then what you want to do with the unpacking stuff is sort of like what Kelly did, right? Like turn into fun, turn the music on, start dancing, have a good time, get the kids involved, see if you can get her engaged. She might not. She might use this as an opportunity to just let you do more. Hey, I don't know yet, but what we can do is try to move it where we want to go. And remember, we're still nothing's changed. We're just in a new home, right? In a new city. So we potentially will have to start inviting her a little more firmly so you can have some fun first, then more firmly, and then potentially we have to motivate with the boundary anyways. Because you're not going to start over and then do this all by yourself, right? So overwhelmed, everybody's overwhelmed. We all have a spouse, kids, job, life. This is a new city, whatever, right? Like, so try not to, I get being empathetic and patient, but you don't want to enable the same partnership you had before, which was roommates. Actually, you were her dad and her butler. We don't want to do that again. We're not starting over to do more of the same or worse. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You sound a little uneasy, like this sounds scary, this sounds hard.
No, I think you're spot on. Like I want to be able to push something different. I hope I'm not missing the mark on that. I try to invite her to do more. I still get, like I was saying, a lot of this go in the room and all, and I have some frustration, for instance, where I tried to work and do work from home. We have a kid there, and even though she's not working yet, I feel like I still spend more time dealing with the kids and all, and I could give my time for $5, and I'm like having to ensure myself a lot more, and so.
Okay, so think.
Is going the same way as it was before,
Yeah, so think less about happy wife, happy life, and the fear that you're feeling, and think more about what it is that you want. Hey, babe, come on, we got stuff to unpack. Let's do it. Turn the music up, have some fun. Do that a few times. That's called an ask. If that's not working, then we're gonna have to make a different step. Right? We're gonna have to maybe get to boundaries. You are full rights after everything that's happened to say, hey, babe, this is not what we signed up for here. I'm not doing this alone. But I don't really want you to do that yet. This should be exciting. This should be fucking fun. It's a new city, it's a new start. It just happens to coincide with a new start with the other shit in your life, in your marriage. So let's try to use it and motivate her positively. Right? It's your energy, it's your tone. Don't go in there uncertain. Babe, come on, let's go have some fun. This is exciting. Where do you want these? Fucking throw something that won't break at her. Have a good time. Reverse basketball. I don't care. Have a good time. Take the towels that need to be put away, wrap them around, and do the fucking Little Mermaid thing like Ursula shaking on her booty. Have some fun, man. This is what she's missing, right? She's disengaging. She's going to go find something else for some sort of charge, some dopamine rush, whatever the fuck she's doing. Get her into your world, the new world that you want. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, let me know how that goes. I want you to push that hard this week. Don't let her get comfortable going backwards. We've been backwards enough. Okay, and I think it's sort of like we talked maybe a few weeks ago when you're really afraid. You don't. What if she responds negatively? Don't think about what it is that you want that's positive. Provide that structure, that direction for the marriage. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, thanks.
You got it, dude. All right, guys. Who is next? And by the way, if you don't want me to say your name, you're not on camera, but you're being heard. So change your name, 3 dots on the thing, and change your name to your favorite celebrity or something. Let's see if somebody be Arnold. Let's see if Arnold watches. The Rock. Who wants to be The Rock? Come on. Come on.
I want to change my name.
You click those 3 dots or just say your name out loud. I'm pretty intuitive. I'll remember. Who do you want to be? Who?
I told you I'm Dusty Rhodes.
Okay, Dusty Rhodes. What's up, man? Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out.
You know, I'm having a hard time. I was talking to one of my mentors today, and just getting out, just being a yes man. You know, I come home yesterday. I got a game plan. I'm like, all right, I'm working out. I'm gonna cook some chicken, this and that. I get home and the wife's like, all right, I need these 4 trees cut down, this done, that done. And of course, I'm like, right on, you know, because I don't, what am I going to say, no, you know?
Well, it depends, dude. Did you make that calendar I told you to make? Did you structure out what needs to be done?
When it came to the fence, but now there's like, you know, now all of a sudden I got to chop down, I'm talking trees. I chopped down 4 trees.
Dude, go home tonight and make your list with everything you think that needs to be done.
She will wipe her ass with my list.
Well, then you know what? Memorize that list and show up and get your shit done. You don't need a babysitter. You're a fucking man. You don't need it. And if she says, no, I want this done, listen, you just do what you got to do. Yeah, babe, sure, whatever you say, and do what you got to do. I'm all for getting involved, doing the things that she wants. Maybe there's a certain order, but not if you're organized and you have a plan. You can talk about that with her, but right now she's wiping her ass with your list in your words. So you're letting her tell you how to run things. Don't. At least at the very minimum, you're a team.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I'm a team, but right now, no, she's looking down.
Yeah, because you just said it. Dusty, you just said it. You started the whole call with, I'm being a yes man. Listen, every single woman that has a man that doesn't just say happy wife, happy life, agree with everything, she'll say to you at some point, I'm so glad you're making a decision. I wanted to punch you in the face. Honestly. So you've got to just own this. I don't care. I don't know. I don't think you're afraid of her. I think you just don't want to rock the boat, which is the normal reason why happy wife, happy life rules a man. It's not about rocking the boat. It's about showing up as a dude, as a man. Okay?
True. So that's what I did. You know, I sat through a thunderstorm. We got a lightning storm, torrential downpours with my chains, whang. You know, still going at it, still cleaned up everything. Log, whole trees, the whole deal. I got more to do when I get home. But you know, here comes me with my expectations, and I didn't have like great expectations like I normally did. But you know, this chick don't even say goodnight to me or nothing like that. She just disappears out of nowhere, and I go upstairs and she's snoring. I'm like, wow, you know.
So
there comes me getting my feelings hurt again.
Yeah, because what you're doing is, so when you start to use society solutions and try to keep the peace for happy wife, happy life, for example, you can't help it but make the expectations creep in because you're quote unquote doing what you're supposed to do, right? So you have to disassociate from that. If you're showing up doing what you need to do in the order that needs to be done, okay, you should disagree. That's totally cool. Thunderstorms and chainsaws in the air, by the way, that's fucking stupid. Second of all, do what you need to do. And then that would have been a great opportunity for go back inside and be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to get hit by lightning today. Cool. Let her bitch. Let her moan. Your expectations are ruling it because you're hoping that she won't be snoring when you come in and she's in bed, right? Forget it. Detach. When you don't need her so badly to feel good, that's when she starts to notice. Okay? You feel good by yourself. Proud of your accomplishments today. Make sense? Can you take a step in that direction, Dusty?
It's hard. I tell myself to take a step in the direction of not needing her to make myself feel good. Just in the situation I've been in the last 2 months, I feel so detached from her that I miss her. You know, it's not that I need her to feel good.
You just miss her. You love her. I understand that. I love her, and loved her and did whatever she wanted. She's your mom. She's looking down on you in your words, right? Okay. She didn't want that guy. So try it my way. Forget the pity party. And I don't know. I know you're not being like a victim here. Okay. So for lack of a better expression, forget the pity party and just go, yeah, you miss her. But who can I be that's going to change the way she looks at me? It's going to start with you being happy looking in the mirror, not looking up at mommy. Now, I know you're trying not to, but we got to undo some mindset work here. Okay.
She's trying to control me as far as I go get some BCA powders and all protein powders and all that shit I need. And she's like, I don't want you taking this because it's going to change your hormones or whatever. And it's, you know, like, whatever. So then I got to drink it behind her back just to piss her off. And it's just, it shouldn't be
No,
like that.
see,
I said,
there,
"Nah, dude,
that's your,
dude,
listen right now. That's your happy wife, happy life, people pleasing, nice guy mentality right there. You don't need to hide it from her. There's nothing wrong with an ECA stack. Nothing wrong. So, for example,
that's right.
you just say, well, I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to take them. I've done my homework. Good. Own it. Done. I don't care. If she flushes them down the toilet, then you say, well, now I got to hide them from you. See, you don't have to lie, dude. You don't have to hide anything. I just don't want my shit being flushed down the toilet again. It's supplements. Okay?
I didn't end up lying. I just ended up leaving shit there and
Yeah, but
whatever. I drink my BCAs.
But that's your mentality that I want to change. That's the people pleasing. I don't want to rock the boat, so I just don't let her see them anymore. No. Be a man. There's nothing wrong with supplements like ECA stacks, so take them and own it. Okay? The more you can make decisions like that, the less she can control you. It's not about control in a relationship. It's about equality and leadership and structure for where you're going. Right now, she's providing the structure, whether it's what trees you're cutting down, where the fence line is, what supplements you can take, what you're having for dinner, how many pigs we're going to have. Fuck that. We're a team. We're a team. We're a team. And what happens is you start to feel the resentment and the bitterness over time, or you feel sad and lonely because she's snoring after you worked your ass off, instead of just going, if it was my list and I'm just chopping down some trees and I'm just going to have this supplement after I work out and I'm really happy with who I am today, I don't fucking care if she's sleeping. I'm going to go to sleep. Actually, I'm tired. I'm going to go sleep. I'm good. I'm going to get up at 4 a.m, get on with my day again. You know what I mean? And then the more you show this, the more she looks at you differently, because respect starts to creep back in. Is that when you notice she's looking down on you, right? Well, she can't look down on you if you're at the same level or leading. Okay?
Okay.
Partnership. Think partnership. You got it, man. Kelly, you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, Morgan, I was just gonna say that calendar that you.
That's Dusty. That's fucking Dusty. Smarten up. It's Dusty.
Dusty. That calendar that he's talking about, she wants you to add some trees, make that calendar and do your shit accordingly. And if she says, hey, those 4 trees over there, I need them cut down. Yeah, babe. I tell you what, how soon you need them? Let me look at my calendar, and work with her. Here, when would you like them done? How soon? Here's what I'm doing today. Here's what I'm doing tomorrow. Here's the rest of my week. Do you want me to squeeze them in then, or do you want me to, can I put them off till next week?
Well, that might be. I see what you're saying. That's why I teach a man with purpose too. But that could be risky with her right now. You need to take a step and just say, well, I'll tell you what. You can put on the calendar. I'll see if I can make it work. But you know what needs to be done. You have no need for her to tell you about the 1,800 things that need to be done at the farm. Fuck, we can take a step out the door and see what needs to be done. Right? You're a strong man. You're just lost because you miss your wife. Go back to who you are. That man who didn't have her would be organizing the fucking farm.
Damn right.
So be that man. Now, if you want, Kelly's not wrong. So if you want to incorporate her, you tell her, this is what I'm going to do. Okay? If there's anything you would like, just let me know. We'll see if I can work it in, or we'll see if there's a better order. But the moment she starts coming at you, you don't know what you're doing, this and that, you just go, cool, babe. Well, I can appreciate where you come from. Anyways, I'm going to head outside and get my shit done. Don't take it. You know what you're doing. You don't need to be demeaned.
Well, that can also give her like a visual of how hard you're busting your ass. You can see like, oh shit, okay, okay, all right, yeah. Put those off till next week. Yeah, a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, well, that's why we put the calendar up, but we don't need her quote unquote approval. I mean, yeah, there's lots of things I'll ask Catherine for guidance, for help. She's better at a lot of things than I am, right? Likewise, she'll do with me. We work together. Until then, you've got to show that you can run the show. Excuse me, that you don't need mommy to tell you what to do. And right now, what you're saying, Kelly, the problem that conflicts is because she's used to looking down on you looking up for approval, that it won't come across the same way. In fact, what's going to happen first, no matter how you do it, is she's going to get upset and feel like you're trying to take her control. She's used to having all the power. That's not what a relationship is, right? So we got to bring in, without being disrespectful, let her be disrespectful. I don't care. It's just the cause of what's happened. It's reaction from everything that's happened. We just get on with life and we provide the structure for where we want to go. Always the same. Okay. All right. Who's next? iPhone.
Jumping Cass.
Yeah. You want to say we're live. Do you want to give a different name? You can't.
I don't even know. It changes. It's too late. I'm in here now.
Just
Bother me.
Just tell me your name. I got a good memory.
I don't know. I'm fine with who I am.
Okay. Okay. Go, Maddie. Go. What's up?
All good. Look. Yeah. Look. A lot of you guys have seen. I was having a really, really good run. Things were great. And then the car came slamming in the side. It's been going for about 3 days now. Nowhere near where it was on Monday. But yeah, long and short of it was I was away for 5 days. This is something that was planned for a while, even like since January sort of thing. Every day I was away, she was just dumping on me hard. Like no sort of respect for a boundary or anything like that. Not that I asked for it, but just really, really dumping. And I listened and I listened and I listened and I listened. I think it was like the second last day. She just kept going. I was like, kept responding, and I was walking around the villa I was in, like, and my buddy turned around and was like, "Fuck, man, like, you did really, really well there," like, sort of thing. And he was like, "Come on, we're gonna go. We're late. We're this. We're that." Anyway, long story short, I got home on the Monday morning. First thing she did when she saw me was, boom, she unloaded again, and then she sort of turned on a dime instantly and sort of tried to turn it around, and I just went, "Yeah, no worries." Like, and then that was it. Like, it was just a short answer, and I said, "Look, I don't know what you sort of expect from me after, I've been away for 5 days, and you've unloaded on me non-stop for 5 days, and then you've turned on a dime and kind of want me to be all happy and bubbly." And maybe that was the worst response.
That was not good. No. So I think what you're going through, Maddie, is simple. For a long time, she wasn't a priority. You really reflected quickly. You were able to turn things around really, really fast. And I think that she felt challenged as that priority the moment you went on this trip, whether or not it was planned for 6 months or not. And I think what happened is, because it was planned in that sort of justification in your brain, well, it was already planned for so long. Like, I don't know what the problem is. And like, I love it on her. It's that defensive side sort of coming out or oozing out a little bit. And she didn't like it. Yeah, she didn't like it at all, which is totally cool. If you can continue to stat respond and love her through it, let her know she's still a priority. It's just the way it went. And the bottom line is, she's gonna still challenge you. She's got to undo a lot of that pain of not being a priority, letting you build your businesses, letting you live your life, do your thing. That's a lot more years than the last few months, right? And so this just pulled the rug out from underneath her. She probably, in her mind, felt so good that it was like a shock that you were still going. Whether or not she knew, whether or not she was ready, it was like, I can't believe he's going, and so she got hit hard.
So it all came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all came out. I really, as you saw, like, I took all the little advice and those kind of things from everybody. Like, everybody sort of chipped in, which was awesome. But yeah, when it's sort of a good example is how quick things can come undone. So the pressure's coming on, you're trying to stat respond, and then it's one safe reaction, and boom, that layers up. And then, even myself, I was trying to think in my head, right, she's asking for this, she's asking for that. Well, I'll drop this and I'll do that. So all of a sudden I was being a nice guy.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I had to pull myself out. Like, it was only one little bit. I just guess what I'm relaying here is how quickly you can just start to layer up, going back to the old self. So that sort of all happened on the Monday, and then a little bit into the Tuesday, and then the Tuesday started to pull back out, and then come by yesterday morning, like she was like, "I need you here. I need this. I need that. This is what you're not doing. This is what I need." And I was thinking in my head, I'm going, hang on a second, I'm doing all these things, but she's hurting. And then, it sort of, I listened to what she said, and she sort of went out of the house in a huff for a bit. And I started getting on with my day, and I was doing all these things that needed to be done around the house and what they were. And she came in and she was like, why aren't you at the meeting with the builders and this, that, and that, that, that? And I said, well, hold on a second. I heard what needed to be done. I made a decision, and I started doing this instead. And the builders don't need me today. And she was like, no, I'd rather you be there and this, that, and the other. I went, well, that's great. That's what you want. But I made a decision, and I've got this, this, and this, and this, and this need to be done. And I'm happy with the decision I made, so I'm going to finish what I started. And I stuck to it. And she went off in a half, and she came back about 2 hours later, and she actually made an effort. Look, I wouldn't say we were out of the woods, but I stuck to my guns. I didn't become a nice guy. I didn't drop what I was doing. I wasn't rude. I just stayed authentic to myself, and it turned a little bit to the point where, because she sent this one-line separation letter and all this kind of stuff, I think it was on Tuesday, I sat down and I said to her, I said, look, if that's the way you feel, and that's where you're at the moment, I understand that. I said, we've got 3 young children. I said, I don't care what happens when the bedroom door closes, but nobody's going and sleeping on couches and doing all this kind of stuff. I said, so if you put me in the bed, I'll roll the mattress out on the floor, but we lock our bedroom door. I don't want the kids to see it. Anyway, last night, so it was only 2 nights I did that. Last night I went to roll it out, she turned around and goes, if you don't fucking touch me, you don't fucking talk to me, you can sleep in the bed. Yeah, not the nicest invite back, but I slept in the bed again last night.
All right, let me go over a few things here because this is really important for the guys. So first things first, guys, you've all seen Maddie's story, and he kind of rock and rolled out of the gate, okay? And I want to touch on this. It's super, super easy to go back to your old habits in panic mode, safe reaction, and that's what he's pointing out to you guys, okay? Number 2, Dusty, did you hear what he said? He made a decision and he stuck to it, and then things started to smooth out a bit with his wife. Guys, you must not just keep the peace. It's stupid. It doesn't work. In fact, when you go back to your nice guy, it pisses her off more, okay? Last thing is, you screwed up there when she said, well, yes and no. I love how you said lock the door. You put a boundary down. We're staying here. I don't want the kids to see everything. But don't leave the room like that. Don't. See if you can try to leave the bed like that. You went to the floor. See if you can try to have the same response, providing the structure, without having to have her leave or you go to the floor. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. As I was making that sort of thing, because I'm trying not to do the whole boundary thing, because I've never been good at it, and I did make that decision a long time ago that I've got years of, before I'm sort of pushing that back in, and I realized as soon as I reacted with that short answer when I got home that I was trying to implement a boundary as soon as it came out of my mouth, and it was way too soon, and I was like, you motherfucker, here we go. Like, I just knew straight away.
Okay, let's talk about that, guys. If we make a mistake and we do that, whether that's a safe reaction, which is we're going right to boundary here for this, or just start to get a little defensive. Sometimes guys are like, stat risk. That's not right. I did that wrong. Let me give you an example. As a nice guy, we tend to lie, right? So the moment I say a lie without even thinking, I have to stop sometimes. Some of you have seen it on the call, and I'll be like, well, that's a lie. I have to do that with Catherine all the time. It just happens. And I have to go, well, that's not right. Or same thing with defensiveness. Okay, well, sorry, babe. That came out defensive. My tone was off. And you might have to leave for a minute, come back. You might have to think for a minute, bring it back. Don't be afraid to just own up for your mistake right there. It's going to be a lot better in the long run, okay? Rather than follow through on the mistake. Does that make sense?
Excuse me. Another thing that I noticed, the nice guy thing. So at the moment, we've got our new home being built right near our other home, and so it's really, really easy to access it. I'm obviously in construction and development and all those kind of things, and my wife is actually design. And one of the things she jumped on me is I'm over this house, like tired, blah 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 blah. Like, I need you to take more on this, and I know that I take on enough with it, but I just let it go. And then yesterday, when she was out, there was actually a design thing came up, which is like really not my realm. And I just sent her a message, said, hey, know you want your space. Unfortunately, this has come up. The plasterers, they really need you to, make a decision on it. And she wrote back, what the fuck don't you understand when I say I don't want any more questions? You're there.
So this is like in in the reset when I'm like,
Sorry.
just hire a fucking plumber if you don't know how to fix your sink or if you don't have time. So
I didn't even write back. I didn't write a word back to it. Took it all on board, and I went, you know what? She's made it really fucking clear. You know, I thought about it real quick, but she's made it really fucking clear. She needs a break. This might not be my field. I went, fuck it. I'm going to go make this decision. And if it goes wrong and she's not happy, we'll just fucking fix it then. So I went up. I made the decision. I left her alone. She walked in the door a little bit later. She was in a pretty good mood. That's when that thing started to turn around slightly. And I just said, hey, didn't respect what you asked for before. I fucked up. I made a decision. It's all done. I didn't say go look at it. I hope you're happy or anything like that. And then 20 minutes later, I heard she came walking back from the site and she was like, oh my God, I love it. You've actually listened to what I've been saying with my vision and you nailed it. And I was like, oh, fuck,
okay,
right,
so
sweet.
I love that, but one level up would be you don't tell her about it. You just do it. And the other level up would be now that you know, like one of the big things we can always just be proactive, right? You already know that you can't handle it all. You already know that she's frustrated and wants it done. So, dude, maybe you handle the design here, but hire any other contractors you need to just get something done. You know, subcontractor, somebody to overlook something. If you don't have the time, you know what I mean? Just get it done.
Wow. To be honest with you, bud, like at the beginning of this year when we were like really getting into the worst of all of this, and one of the first things and that came out is she took a massive backward step in her career when mine really started to take off. And to be totally honest, there was nothing else behind that except it was a financial decision.
Right.
That was what it was. Made sense. And when she turned around, this year was meant to be sort of her year, which it really has. She has got a lot out of this year and all this kind of stuff. But then it came up like, you know, about the reset and this kind of stuff even came up. And she's like, you know, it's still turning into about you because you're doing another course and you're doing this and and I just went and, like you said, instead of hiring another person, I'm really fortunate to be in the position that I am in. And I've actually decided to, not for her, this is for me, so I've got the time. I've sort of taken a leave of absence where I've cut myself down to 20 hours and my 2IC has been promoted for the next 90 days. So
okay, nice.
I've been able to reduce my hours down to around about 3 to 4 hours a day maximum, maybe 3 to 4 days a week. So
and now
that's just going to give you time.
Go back to her tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Take her out for a nice dinner and say, you know what? I also, with everything going on, I wasn't the fastest at getting out of work or however you want to present it. And invite her, figure out what it is that she wants. You know, courses, education, start a new business, and say, if there's anything I can do to support you, I got you. Let her know it's free because the freedom that she needs to feel here is like a weight that can be lifted, and she might need to unload on you too, dude. She might need to be like, fuck you. I haven't been able to. Just be ready. But when she feels like she can go do what she wants again, because right now it's like she thought it was going to happen. We're almost done the year already. We're 3/4 of the way through. So that's going to weigh on her a little bit. She's been getting frustrated. So see if you can invite her along to go be encouraged, to be lifted, to do whatever she wants now that you've made this move.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing that I did do is man, I didn't just half rap. Like that car was right in. I think I rode in that. Like this car's got a fucking me before.
Yeah.
Mate, down. There are so many things that she has said to me in the last 48 hours, and I mean fucking hurtful. But she's never said them to me before. So every time she went, I just went as hard as I could. All right,
Yes.
how did that make you feel? That relate to this. Tell me about that. And I just kept going to the point where after 2.5 hours the other day of me not stopping, and that's all I responded with, she sort of went quiet and went, will you shut the fuck up with asking me how it made me feel? I need a break.
That's good. That's good.
So I just going. So, you know what the funny thing is it's kind of what it's reiterated to me there is She is feeling safe to feel, and she's not realizing this. And I get that. She's not realizing that she's feeling safe around me because she's told me things that I've done past I never even knew upset her.
Yeah.
She told me about her emotions. She started crying. She screamed. She told me she wanted to punch me in the fucking face.
Yes.
Like,
This is amazing, dude. Now, so this is,
so,
I think that your trip was the catalyst for her to really challenge you. And this is just, this, you are not wrong. She is full on ramming inside of your car and wants to know that it's real. That's it. This is amazing. Guys, pay attention to what's going on here. This is phenomenal. The more she unloads from all the years of your marriage, she's finally getting it off her chest, and you guys can go fucking live in peace. Yes. Yes.
But little things I've said along the way, like I'm not trying to look for affirmation or trying to tell her I'm going to do this or do that. I'm just letting it go. I'm just responding. I'm digging. But the joy that I do have up my sleeve a little bit, and it's the things I'm noting, which I'm notching up as wins as well. We got a dinner with friends tonight. By now, that dinner would be cancelled. It is not cancelled.
Good.
She is not cancelled. So my big goal is to keep being my authentic self. And if we make it a dinner tonight and she doesn't cancel, or she calls them up and says she's sick and sends me on my own, which is like a normal gameplay, I know that the separation one line email was just to hurt me and to get me, because that's my weakness. But I didn't respond to it, so I didn't react to it. And then the next big thing is tomorrow we've got my son. So next week my son trials for the national snowboard side.
Mm-hmm.
So if he makes that, we'll be academy next year, Cass.
Sweet.
But we're going to take off on Saturday morning for that. You know, she gets in the car, she doesn't take the cars. That's another win, you know, like before she goes into cars, I've had enough of you, I'm leaving. So there's these little milestones coming up over the next couple of days, and like I'm looking at it right now. So my big motivation right now is, right, we've got dinner tonight with our friends. She has not cancelled.
Okay.
She's been going for 3 days.
So
she is not cancelled. That is a win.
So that's going to be a win if you're getting the responses that you know, because she's going to be changing her behavior, hopefully. But keep in mind that if she doesn't, you can still respond differently than you ever have before and still get a win.
Yes.
It just might not be as rapid. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's so yeah. But look, that's sort of me unloading. I'll let someone else get on. But
No.
look, thanks to everyone.
Yeah, man.
Everybody, like William jumped on and said, "Hey, their emotions with the separation letter." That was like one of the best things I could have heard, because I was like, fuck, this is going to be hard.
This is, again,
and I read that.
Another wonderful lesson, guys. Lords help lords. Everybody's going through the same shit, just
Yeah.
different story, different version. And so many of you are going through the exact same thing at the same time or similar. So it's really important. Guys, again, I really want to encourage you to pay attention to this story, because Matty did really, really well at the reset. And then he's had some big challenges, and he's just pulling it back on top, where a lot of guys lose their power and start to get really upset. Jeff, we noticed that with you a little bit, right? And so I want to make sure that we can understand that if we want to move forward, you must always provide the structure for where you're going. It will not be like this forever. Okay. And that's why we can look for wins, and we can understand that it might be wins in a different way than we're looking for. But the point is, pay attention to the positive energy in the direction you want to go. Okay. This is really good. Thanks for sharing, Manny. All right. Who else got something? Everybody's got a perfect marriage.
My wife keeps telling me to go do things by myself.
She might, because she's used to controlling you.
I'll ask her. I'm like, you want to go to this movie? She's like, no, you go by yourself.
No, don't ask her. Don't ask her anymore then. Tell her. We're going to go. I didn't hear what you said. It sounded like go for a smoothie. I don't know what you said. Movie. Oh.
Then last week, it was, hey, there's this concert this weekend I want us to go to.
No, don't.
You go by yourself.
So right now, remember, your wife is telling you what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're eating. No, I don't care if you're making chicken. I want pork. Like, she's literally just running you. So start to make some plans. Hey, babe, Friday night, 8 o'clock, we're going out. Whatever. The movies suck, by the way. Go talk to your wife. And then do it. If she doesn't, she might say, no, go by yourself. And you're like, I'm going to. And then fucking go. Take a selfie while you're there. right? Bring her home some food, whatever. I don't give a shit. But go. Take a good book, have some fun. Go live your life, and then you're not depending on her to have fun. Just go do it. Okay?
It's a punch to the stomach, man.
It's a punch to the stomach, but you have so guys, one of the things that you forget is when you're not quote unquote being respected. Okay, you start to feel this rejection and you start to feel like, oh my gosh, if I do something like that, well, I'm going to be pushing her away. It's actually the opposite. 2, 3, 4, hopefully that's it, times that you go out without her and she realizes, oh shit, oh my gosh, I guess he can survive without me. What the fuck? That's the point. A man can survive without his wife. We would die without her, sure, but we can survive without her. It is a punch to the gut. But when she sees that you can handle yourself, she starts to realize, oh, okay, and maybe I should go with them. I mean, maybe there's something different here.
Should I tell you my fear? Tell you my fear then?
Yeah, sure.
So let's say, and this is some bitch shit, I know, but let's say, okay, yeah, cool. I'm going to the next week again, Ben.
You're cutting out, man. You're cutting out. You guys stop moving when you're on the call. I can't hear you, man. You're cutting out, dude. You're cutting out.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, he might be gone. Oh, he's back. Fear. What's your fear?
I'm here.
What's your fear, Dusty?
My fear is I call her bluff. I call her bluff and say, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. And then I go, I do the selfie and all that shit, and then next week, boom, she gets all dolled up and she's like, all right, here's the kids, I'm out of here.
And she might. She might. Okay, I love that you brought this up, Dusty. Here's the thing. If this is what your marriage crumbles over, dude, she was gone 5 fucking years ago. So your fear is not a fear. It's a delayed piece of bullshit. Okay? So either,
It's reality.
yeah, exactly. Either show up and go get what you want. If she's going to carry on and move on without you, well, dude, are you proud of who you are in the mirror? Right now, I know we're talking about things we can change, but if you're proud of who you are when you look in the mirror and she's going to go separate ways with you, dude, you will decide a different direction for the marriage. And if she's not on board, then you have a choice, not the other way around. But right now, when she's looking down on you, when you're afraid of what's going to happen, when she's calling all the shots and she's controlling all the things that we've talked about with you today, do you think you have good odds of having a long-lasting marriage anyway? No. So we need to be proud of who we are and understand that it's like all the times when like we were talking to G a couple weeks ago and he's like terrified. What if I tell her that she's going to leave? Okay. Well, it was over. James, right? Well, his stuff is up and down right now. Okay. We found out a lot of bad stuff about his girl. All right, cool. But the moment that she feels like, oh, it doesn't matter that I've done all these bad things and he's just going to stay there and take it. Remember, he's been showing up for a long time. He's really proud of who he is. I'm proud of him. A bunch of lords are proud of him. You might be afraid that she's going to leave. Oh my gosh, I have to call it quits now is what he's saying. He was on the phone with us today. Well, okay. I guess that's what we're doing. And wait a minute. That's where respect comes. And if it doesn't, she's not the one for you. If you can look in the mirror and you've done everything you can, you are proud of the man, husband, father, leader in life that you are. I'm not going to make her check the boxes, and neither are you. In fact, you will never be happy forcing someone to check the boxes. But if she chooses to join you on this journey, when she realizes you're serious, first it's showing up to be serious. Then it's showing up long enough to look in the mirror and be proud of it. Then it's going to be she either notices, doesn't believe it, and runs in the side of your car like what Maddie's going through right now. Okay? And after that, if she doesn't want it, she'll probably reflect differently when she realizes you're gone. Because you're now looking down at her. She didn't take a course. She didn't hire a coach. She didn't get any work done. She's just looking up at you. Our job as leaders is to bring her along to join us for the journey. If she doesn't want to join you, dude, and you are proud and you are leveled up, then you're looking down on her. I had to have the same talk before with Catherine. You know, she's had to remind me at times. You can't be awesome and be waiting for somebody, which is how the roles are reversed right now. Okay, Dusty? Does that make sense?
It's a hard one to swallow, but it sure does.
It is. But here's the thing. Almost always when you're afraid of that rejection, almost always that's what gets the rejection to flip. So if you guys think back to No More Mr. Nice Guy, okay, remember the example when the guy's like, if you keep dancing with those girls at the bar, or sorry, those guys at the bar, you keep drinking and don't check yourself into fucking rehab, then I'm going to end it. She went on for 3 days. He said, cool, it's over. And then she came back and said, I've never had more respect for you than I do right now. Because he was serious. He leveled up. But if we're not leveled up and we can't look in the mirror, then who the fuck's going to take us serious? Your wife or anybody? That's why our kids don't look at us seriously half the time. We're yelling at them. Well, they're not going to trust you. No safety. It's the same shit. Is that kind of clear?
Yeah.
So let's go back to another example because it's easier outside looking in. If you think about James, when he called me today and he's like, man, I don't know. She's talking about all this stuff. She's reflecting. She's realizing how much she screwed up in the last year and stuff. And I was like, no, absolutely not. That's what we always did too. Hey, babe, I'm going to change. Fucking show me, man. It's been a year. I was on the phone with that guy till 3 a.m. half the time. The guy worked hard. She's pitted his insecurities against him. He showed up, stat responding. He's proud of who he is. The moment you tell me you know, and I'll question you even if you do, but when we agree and you are the man that you want to be, Dusty, we'll worry about those decisions and if she's going to run away and how bad that fear actually is. Okay?
It'd be the anxiety of me sitting there at my house knowing, boom, she's out. Anyway, it's something that I can't control that I'm already writing it in my head. It hasn't even happened yet. And I'm already writing this shit in my head. I'm already
first and foremost, don't write the negative story. And yes, the negative story might happen. That is not a reflection of you today. That is a reflection of the years of marriage where things have gone bad. If you think about what Maddie was just talking about, where he's like, I realize this is a lot longer than the few months that are good. There was bad shit. That's why I said she didn't feel like a priority for a long time. It was probably the catalyst when he was away on his 5-day trip. Fuck, I'm not a priority again. Boom, attack. Right? Is this real? Is this real? Is this real? Right? Once you show up consistently, dude, we figure it out. She'll figure it out. She needs to trust you. She might. That might take for you and your situation. It might take her going out without you, proving that you're not going to be an insecure little boy scared out of her mind. Now, does that mean she does or doesn't do anything? That has nothing to do with your insecurity. That has everything to do with choices she's making from the past based off your history, her history, your history together. Does that make sense?
Sure enough.
All you got to do is make sure you reach out and get with the Lords. Talk it out. Feel it out. All that shit. Because you're going to go through the ups and downs. But, dude, here's the thing, man. I hate to say this, but she could fuck the whole rugby team right now. At the end of the day, if that happens, that has nothing to do with you right now. But everything that you're going to do right now is going to make her want to go bang every other guy again. Or you can show up in control of your emotions. Be a man. Work through it. Have a hard conversation. Not that I support affairs. Of course not. That one sounds terrible. Bad example. But my point is, it has nothing to do with you right now. Okay? It's the history. Okay? Hi, guys. No, it's okay. We got to get it out, man. All right.
Can I just give you a quick example there, Dusty? Yes. Just real quick. In all the thick of everything that I've gone through at the moment, my wife said to me, and this just sort of backs up what Cass says about just go and fucking do you. My wife said to me in the thick of all this just right now, she said to me, I think it was yesterday afternoon, do we have anything in December? And I said, yeah, we do. That's the first weekend we got the boat, our new boat. And she goes, she turns around and goes, the fucking boat, you brought the boat. I said, yeah, I told you I brought the boat. You said to me that you couldn't make a decision at the time. You had too much in your mind. I turned around and I said, said to her on the spot, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whatever, I said, all right, well, look, I'm taking charge of this. I know everything's okay, so I'm going to buy the fucking thing. we're getting the boat. And she sort of looked at me at the time, and that was it. And I just turned around and said to her yesterday, like, she's angry. If anyone saw the boat in the off topic, it's not exactly small. It wasn't a small purchase. And I just turned around to her yesterday, and she went, well, look, you know what? I told you I was making a decision. I bought the boat. We're on it on the 2nd of December, so yeah, we've got something on that day. And she just didn't say anything, and I stuck to it. And you know what? If she doesn't show up that day, whatever, I'm going. But make your plans. Make plans and go. Like, if you say, hey, we're going to the movies, like Cass said, and you doesn't show up, go to the fucking movies. Go to the movies.
The thing is, actually, real quick, Matty, I want to say something though. Don't explain so much, dude. You're doing a little bit too much explaining yourself. It's your nice guy a little bit. It's not bad, but it's just a touch too much. Just be like, yeah, I bought the boat, and smile. You know, give a little cute look or something, twirl or something like that. But yeah, he's absolutely right. Here's the thing. This won't be a forever thing, you guys. Okay? Like, it's not forever that you're going to have to. And please don't think this is a game. It's not a game. It's literally just you're making plans and you're going, showing her what you could have. This isn't forever. But for right now, if your wife has been running the show for so long, she doesn't trust you to make decisions like buying a boat or designing the house or whatever. Like, literally, that's why I say in the reset, pick a fucking color. You know what I mean? And so just enjoy it, embrace it, feel good making decisions, because that's what you should do. Okay? And then it will become a partnership down the road. And I'm sure she'll go on the boat with you, Matty. Like, I'm sure. Who wouldn't want to? Right? Yeah.
I'm just sort of letting out.
You're preparing, yeah.
I just, she was pissed. And she's like, oh, what are we going to 2nd of December? And I went, oh, that's the first time I got the boat. What do you mean the boat? And I didn't lie. I didn't say to her I wasn't doing it. And I just turned around and went, yeah, no. And I'm sticking to like it, whatever. You can get upset. You knew about it. See you later.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, deep down, she knew she wanted the boat. She didn't know about the money. She didn't know about the time. She didn't know whatever. And you made a decision. That's typically what happens, right? It's like, wow, you've been listening to everything I said, designed the way that I would want. Like, that's making her feel like a priority. That's exactly what we talked about at the start of the call with you. So more often than not, guys, she's giving you the clues, and it just might not work right now, Dusty. That's because of the history. But bring back the guy you were, okay? Kel, you wanted to say something about that?
Yeah, I was just gonna touch on Dusty's thing. That's one of the things that he was talking about, his fear, and that's one of the things that I actually put down as my what we were doing with Cole Stanley, the not words of affirmation, but the morning routine, the words to live by, or whatever.
Are you talking about daily principles or core values or what? Which one?
Yeah, there you go. The core values
Okay.
and the principles. Yeah. That's one of them I put down as mine is courage. And that's one of the things I try and teach my kids, put to my kids, and it's actually one of the things that I am that I kind of something that I need to take on my own self is finding that courage to face the fears, to do the things that even, with my wife, from the No More Mr. Nice Guy thing, some of those things it's scary to do, but you realize when you do them, when you face your fears, you feel like a fucking hoss being able to step up and face them and do those things that you're scared of at one time. And
the confidence that you're lacking right now is because you haven't been using it. Who does that? I think it's Morgan going to Taco Bell again.
It gives you that confidence. It gives you that that pride to be able to go, fuck, I did that. I was scared shitless to do it. Oh, now that it's done, fuck, I am a fucking badass, like.
Guys, it's no different than when you met her and you were afraid. You were afraid when you met her. You were afraid to pick up the phone. Should I text now? Whatever. It's all the same. You're just the married version, but the married version has been suppressed for so long, letting her make the decisions for everything. For her, deciding what's for dinner, where the kids are going, what they're wearing today. For her, deciding when the laundry is going to get done. For her, whatever it is in your life. And so this just seems scary. But just like anything else you want to do, right? We're talking about a purpose and taking a step out into your legacy. It's scary. Do it, right? Just like joining the Marriage Reset. I'm sure more than half of you are scared to jump into the program. What if it doesn't work? Is it a scam? You have to take a risk. And in this case, that risk is the confident man that she fell in love with, right? The driven man with ambition, drive, providing the structure, the direction for where you're going. Even if it's just a cuddle on the couch tonight, a date, buying a boat, which happened to be a big purchase for Maddie, whatever, okay? We're going to have to get going here, but I wanted to talk to Mike. We haven't heard from you. I want to know how things are going with you, dude. Yes, Jeff, you do need to relearn to communicate. That's the whole point. Nobody had the skills to actually communicate. So when you start your relationship, you didn't actually know how to communicate either. It was just easy because you both validated each other, because you both were in love with each other. You both fell for each other. You were available for each other. And the validation was replaced with blame, contempt, defensiveness. So it's not that you're relearning, it's that you're learning how to communicate for the first freaking time. No defensiveness, without validation, approval of myself, bringing love and gratitude to the relationship, things like that. Okay. I'm going to move to Mike here. Go, Mike, go.
Hey, so sorry, I'm still trying to figure out this app. I don't know what's going on with
That's
it,
okay,
but
dude.
Anyway, yeah, things are going okay. I'm still pretty new to this. I'm still learning like stat responses and what that really means and kind of how to do that. I catch myself going to safe a lot, but at least I'm catching myself.
Good.
So I guess that's a good thing.
That's the first step.
Yeah. And identify the problem, right? Second step's wash it off.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I think it's going okay to start with, So yesterday was our 25th anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. But it's totally due to her, not due to me. So I decided to take the day off of work. We're going to do something bigger later, I think. But, it's just been so busy lately with kids and work and just everything. We haven't done much for it. But I said, I'm going to take the day off of work. And I told her a week ago I was going to take the day off. And so sure enough, and I get up early every morning. I get up at 5 in the morning. I do my thing and get going. And she's more of like a 8 or 9 o'clock riser. And so she sees me and she's like, "Hey, I thought you were supposed to be at work." And I said, "Well, no, it's our anniversary. I put the flowers out, the card, and all that stuff." And she goes, "Oh, well, I forgot you were staying home today. So I guess what are we gonna do?" And I said, "Well, we're gonna go on a date." I said, "We're gonna go goofy golfing, and we're maybe gonna catch a movie or something like that, and have some lunch, and and then pick our son up from school." "Oh, well, I can't goofy golf. I hurt my elbow. I this, that." So she's a woman who the first option you give her, she will always turn down.
Oh, you know this about, okay, good.
I have a backup always ready, and I'm starting to realize that now, that I absolutely have to have a backup ready to say, okay, well, we're going to do this instead, because otherwise it just turns into, well, I don't know what to do. What do you want to do? And then it's me not making the decision, and
Yeah.
it all falls apart.
And so you haven't even seen Man at Control or Man at Play yet, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so guys, pay attention to what he's doing here. He's figuring things out just by paying attention, just by thinking back to the beginning, and probably listening to you guys a little bit. So this is beautiful. So you're learning that you have to stat respond, no safe reactions, protect yourself, and then you're learning that we have to move forward with what we want to go, where we want to go, the direction. So perfect. You're making decisions. Options are always awesome. Do you want to do this or this? Or we can go here. We go. No, you don't like that? No problem. You have a backup plan and you carry on. I love all of that. The only thing I want to make sure is that you are kind of more, I haven't seen it yet, but in Man at Play, we talk about the player. Were you kind of fun? Were you like, "No, babe, it's our anniversary," like you're explaining the day she knows? Or did you do a little fucking hula dance? "It's our anniversary, babe. Are you crazy?" Like fun, not just like explaining myself. Because that's the nice guy you're going to learn about in the next module that we've sort of touched upon already. And I don't know if you started the book or not.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you can look at that, but we'll get more into it in the next. Baby, you smell good. Um, we'll look at that more in the next module. But what I want you to do is think like the explaining is sort of like the people pleasing, except for it's the other way around, right? Instead of happy wife, happy life, I don't want to upset her. So I'm trying to explain my way. I use the example of, she says, "What time is it?" And you're like, "Well, it's the watch made in England in 1912." Whoa. My wife just showed me the towel shot. So that's what you guys get forward to. Okay, so I love you, babe.
They're all gonna go.
I'm so distracted right
They're all
now.
gonna tell their wives how good they smell because that's.
Oh, it's not just because I said how
Love
good
it.
she smells. There's more to it. All right. Okay, sorry. So what time is it? Well, the watch was made in England in 1912, and then the watch came over on a boat in 1946, and then the waves are crashing, and oh my gosh, we're just lucky that the watch actually made it here to tell the time. She's like, "What fucking time is it?" And when we try to explain our way into her head, heart, vagina, that's what's going to make her feel like, "Come on, man, I just asked the time." So she knew it was your anniversary. So try to turn that into a fun if you're giving facts. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, just be like moving the day forward. And no, you're going to see all of this coming up. So very intuitive, very good job. And I want to know, is that because of you're thinking back to the beginning from going through the reset, or is that from just reflecting and digging deep? Is that from talking to other lords? Where are you coming from? Because this is good.
Yeah, so some of it's been from the Discord page and kind of reading through some of that. Some of it, honestly, I think the reason I'm going so slow through these videos, I got to go back through and listen to them like 3, 4, 5 times.
Don't feel bad.
Just to get it.
Yep. Don't feel bad. I think the most successful guys watch them 3, 4, 12 times, right? And sometimes guys, they'll watch it, they'll implement, they'll go back, they'll write more notes. It's really the best way. Think about it. You're undoing. How old are you again? How old are you again, Mike?
Say again, you're cutting out.
Your age. How old are you again? Programming. Started from childhood, edited those programs, any relationships that you had, everything that was the cycle. They say repeat the cycle. That's horseshit. You just get worse with every rotation, right? All editing your programming. So in a short time, going through the reset, you're undoing the programming, the bad habits you've learned, and we're reprogramming you with new skills. But just like the example Maddie used earlier, it's so easy to go backwards because you get into panic mode. That's because it's years of habit. So that's why the more you watch it, the more you write your notes, the more you talk about it, help other lords, all of these things, I put it all together in a way that'll help you.
The more you practice too.
Yes, you practice it, you implement it, you reflect more. That's why Maddie's really such a good example of a lord. So he's in the calls, he's trying to continually assess the situation, help other guys, even though he was doing well. Why? He wants to make sure that he understands it, can maintain the skills, can keep moving forward. So don't ever feel bad. Whenever I hire a coach, a course, mentor, whatever, I go through it over. I still have all the lines. I still keep looking at them all the time because that's how the reset was built. You look at this book, this course, this coach, this mentor, this podcast, and just literally I put it all on like spreadsheets and change things, outlines here, outlines there. 22 years working with women, just try to put it all. You can't just learn it just like that and expect it. That's why people, I watched the love languages with my wife and we read the book and it's not working. Well, first of all, you're using them wrong. Why? You didn't actually learn it. You're focused on your needs right now. Typical, most number one, right? So don't feel bad. Just keep learning, keep going through it over and over again. Practice it, implement it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, just quick there. Like what Cass said, and something that I do is all my homework, all the little tests and quizzes we take, all the PDFs in there you can download. I download everything I do, and I've made files in my phone. I stack it all in files, and then all the homework and everything. And then something else I've even gone on to do now is like lovers list. I've got in notes and all these other kind of notes, like things like my wife, what she likes, and whether it be sexual likes, one column, whether it be gift giving, whether it be love language, whatever it may be. And these last few days, like for me, instead of maybe going back through the videos so much, I'm going back through all my notes and all my files, and I go, oh, bang, hang on a second. Those notes relate to what's going on here. And then that sort of helped me pull myself from going back down that road. So hold on to everything. Like I said, that's just something that works for me. I'm just throwing it out there. But keeping notes on every little thing I've learned and just filing them and having them there is just a great little quick resource to be able to prompt yourself.
It's really, really, thanks for that, Maddie. It's really smart. Like if you think about it, like so mostly people can relate to things like business coaching, right? But if you watched a business course once or had a call once with a coach, you're not going to maintain everything, right? Even therapy sessions, 1 hour therapy sessions with a bunch of talking and a few instructions will mess up, right? So if you can think about it like that, you actually have to just put the effort in. That's why I put that reel out that's kind of moving. It's like, you know, it's the early mornings, the hard work, the shit that she put me through. I had to work through it. I had to go. You have to keep learning. You have to undo the bad programming. Okay. So I think this is really, really good that you brought this up. I know you weren't saying I'm struggling or anything, but I think it's been such a good lesson for everybody. I'm really impressed. Kelly was like that. Got in, started figuring out stuff for the future, right? So the only thing I want to caution you is men who think like that, which is a lot of us, we overthink and overanalyze instead of just implement. Okay, just be aware. I'm not noticing that yet, but it's something that happens. And if you feel like that's happening, reach out to the Lords right away. Kelly will probably have a few things to say about that right away.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is when you keep listening to it over and over and over again, you're at different stages in your own progress, your own life, your own relationship, and you know where you were at when you started. You know, you might have progressed a little bit. Now you're hearing things differently. You go, okay, I don't need to focus so much on this part. This part is really sticking out to me. Whereas the first part, you know, you get a little ahead of yourself. Okay, I don't really need to focus on this. I need to stay back here and work on the man power and the man with impact. Once you kind of get that nailed down or comfortable with it, then it doesn't resonate as much with you when you get to man at play or man with children. You know, different pieces hit different the more you listen to it.
100%. And also, likewise, you'll notice if you think back to the Man in Power, it was the very first section where I'm like, pay attention to this, because as you see new Lords come in or Lords that have been around for a while, like Maddie could have easily lost his power and just been pissed off because everything's been so great. And all of a sudden she's running the side of the car. He could have been pissed off. There's losing your power, right? Just take responsibility. And that's what he did. So just pay attention to that. Just be hyper aware of it so that we can move you forward. That's all. Okay.
I'll tell you another thing too. These chats, like I did with Dustin. You know, like you hear other people's situations and you go, oh, that's so much like mine, and you kind of get to see an outside perspective of your own quote unquote situation. It's so similar to the situation that you go, oh, maybe if he did this, well, wait a second, maybe if I did that, you know, like. So yeah, so get up on these chats too. I try and get on them every day just to hear who's going through what and what they're dealing with and how it can better me, how I help. Yeah, get on these things too.
That's why it's Lords help Lords. You get there faster. But all right, guys, my wife was half naked because we're going on a date. So you guys have a great day. Love you lots, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. See ya.
Adios.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining. That was Marriage Lords from the Marriage Reset. I know it can be a little bit awkward, but it works. All right. See you guys soon. Bye. I never know how to shut down TikTok. Somebody drop a comment.
Are you off still, money?
No, I'm trying to get off TikTok right now. I don't even know how to shut it off. So they're still joining.